English football isn't just a sport, it's a cauldron of passion, pride, and pure, unfiltered hatred. From brutal rivalries to shady owners, some clubs ignite more rage than others. Which teams are the most despised in England? And why do fans love to hate them? Buckle up, because we're diving into the dark side of the beautiful game, and you won't believe who's at the top of the hate list. Football in England is more than just goals and glory. It's about loyalty, history, and sometimes straight-up bad blood. Some clubs, for reasons ranging from their success to their fans' antics, have become public enemy number one for rivals and neutrals alike. Today, we're breaking down the most hated football clubs in England, digging into the reasons why they get under everyone's skin. Let's kick things off with the top 5 most hated clubs, starting with a team that's been riling up opponents for decades. Leeds United, often dubbed Dirty Leeds, tops the list as one of England's most polarising clubs. Their reputation was forged in the 1960s and 70s under manager Don Revie, whose team played with a ruthless, physical edge. Players like Billy Bremner, described as 10 stone of barbed wire by the Sunday Times, embodied a win-at-all-costs mentality that infuriated opponents. Their aggressive tactics, including time-wasting and hard tackles, made them a nightmare to face. A 1970 FA Cup match against Chelsea, known as one of the dirtiest in history, saw 37 fouls and multiple injuries, cementing their villainous image. Leeds' fan base doesn't help. Known for their intense, sometimes confrontational support, they're seen as arrogant by rivals, particularly Manchester United, Chelsea, and Yorkshire neighbours like Sheffield Wednesday. A 2020 study by The Sun found Leeds had 117 derogatory chants aimed at them, more than any other club. Their 16-year absence from the Premier League only amplified the resentment, as their return in 2020 reignited old grudges. Social media is littered with fans calling Leeds scum, or worse, a nod to their hooligan past with the infamous service crew. Even today, Leeds' perceived chip-on-the-shoulder attitude, claiming to be a big club, despite inconsistent success, grates on rivals. Their rivalry with Manchester United, rooted in the historic Roses rivalry between Yorkshire and Lancashire, is particularly venomous. Add in their all-white kit, which some fans mock as a Real Madrid wannabe, and Leeds remains a lightning rod for hate. Manchester United's place on this list is no surprise. Their dominance under Sir Alex Ferguson, 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues, and countless cups, bred a deep-seated envy across England. Success breeds contempt, and United's trophy haul made them a target for fans who saw them as the establishment's darlings. The term Fergie time, referring to extra minutes seemingly added to help United win, fueled perceptions of referee bias. A 2024 YouGov survey found 15.9% of UK fans named Manchester United as the most hated club, especially in Liverpool and Leeds. Beyond success, Manchester United's global fan base, often labelled glory hunters, irks locals. Only 29% of their supporters live in Manchester, compared to 52% for rivals Manchester City. This perception of inauthentic, bandwagon fans, particularly from outside the UK, grates on rivals who value local loyalty. The Glazer family's 2005 takeover, which saddled the club with £525 million in debt, painted United as a symbol of modern football's greed. Fans of other clubs, especially Liverpool, point to United's commercialism as a betrayal of the game's working-class roots. On-pitch controversies, like Eric Cantona's infamous 1995 Kung Fu kick on a Crystal Palace fan, and players like Roy Keane's aggressive style, didn't help. Rivalries with Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal are particularly fierce, with social media posts regularly calling United arrogant or overrated. Their massive media presence, where every match feels like a global event, only amplifies the resentment. For many, hating Manchester United is as English as fish and chips. Millwall's inclusion is less about trophies and more about their notorious reputation. The South London club is synonymous with their chant, "No one likes us, we don't care," which they've embraced as a badge of honour. Their fan base, particularly the Millwall Bushwhackers, one of England's most infamous hooligan firms, has a history of violence that overshadows the club. The 1985 Luton riot, where Millwall fans trashed Kenilworth Road, throwing seats and clashing with police, remains a defining moment. This aggression makes Millwall a pariah, even among neutrals. Their rivalries with West Ham, Crystal Palace and Leeds are vicious, often spilling into fan clashes. Fans of other clubs see Millwall supporters as intimidating, with their working-class, no-nonsense identity clashing with football's modern, sanitized image. On the pitch, Millwall's gritty, defensive style doesn't win many admirers either. Their lack of major trophies, never winning the top flight or FA Cup, means their infamy comes purely from their culture. While some respect their authenticity, others see them as a relic of football's darker days. In a 2022 fan poll by 442, Millwall ranked third among the most disliked clubs, with 12% of votes. For many, they're the embodiment of everything you don't want in a football club. And if you're curious about the fierce rivalry between West Ham and Millwall, I've got a full video on that. Just tap the card up here when you're done with this one. You won't regret it. Chelsea's rise to prominence after Roman Abramovich's 2003 takeover made them a polarizing force. Their £2 billion plus in transfer spending, earning them the nickname Chelsea, screams money over tradition. Fans of Arsenal, Tottenham and West Ham resent Chelsea's ability to buy success. With 21 major trophies since 2003, their loan system, stockpiling young players and selling them for profit, frustrates smaller clubs who see it as hoarding talent. Controversial figures like Jose Mourinho, whose provocative antics alienated rivals, and players like Diego Costa, known for winding up opponents, add to the dislike. Chelsea's fan base, often stereotyped as affluent and less passionate than their London rivals, doesn't help. Historical incidents like the 1980s hooliganism linked to the headhunters firm, and recent controversies, such as racist fan behavior on a Paris metro in 2015, tarnish their image further. Chelsea's success, perceived arrogance, and corporate vibe make them a lightning rod for hate, especially in London derbies. Liverpool's storied history, 20 league titles and 6 Champions Leagues, makes them a giant, but also a target. Their 1970s and 80s dominance under Bob Paisley and others bred resentment, as did their recent revival under Jurgen Klopp. Fans of Manchester United and Everton, in particular, loathe Liverpool's Scouse, not English identity, highlighted by booing the national anthem at the 2022 FA Cup final. This perceived separatism alienates some English fans. Players like Luis Suarez, with his diving and biting incidents, and Craig Bellamy, known for his fiery temperament, didn't help. The 1985 Heysel disaster, where 39 fans died before a European Cup final, led to a 5-year ban for English clubs, with Liverpool shouldering much of the blame. Though tragic, it's still weaponized by rivals to tarnish their legacy. Liverpool fans' vocal pride, claiming to be the best fans in the world, is seen as arrogance by rivals. Their rivalry with Manchester United, rooted in historical and economic competition, is one of football's fiercest, with both sets of fans trading barbs online daily. Liverpool's success and self-assured identity make them a love or hate proposition. MK Dons, hated for stealing Wimbledon FC's identity after relocating in 2004, a move seen as a betrayal of football's community roots. Fans of AFC Wimbledon and others call them a franchise club. Cardiff City, their arrogance under former chairman Sam Hammam, who dubbed them the Barcelona of Wales, and their Soul Crew hooligan firm make them unpopular, especially with Swansea and Bristol City fans. Manchester City? Their 2008 takeover by Sheikh Mansour and subsequent £1.5 billion in spending draw accusations of buying the league. Younger fans in particular resent their dominance, with 10% naming them in a 2023 hate poll. That's the rundown on England's most hated clubs. From Leeds' dirty tactics to United's global empire, these teams stir up serious passion. Who's your most hated club? Drop a comment, smash that like button, and subscribe for more football deep dives. Let's keep the banter going.